Hello, so I went on a holiday where I didn't know where I was going or what I was going to be getting up to. So I arrived at Manchester Airport not knowing where I was going to or what I was going to be up to. All I knew was to pack for warm weather. That's about it. In the airport, Sam handed me a guidebook for Cancun. Didn't know where Cancun was. Awkward. I actually said that this might happen, that it's going to say a city on it, and I've had no idea where it's going to be. He then gave me a clue of where that was by saying that, oh, he's already said it. But there'd been many jokes of where we could be going, one including Blackpool. I don't think there's a flight there. Turned out Cancun is in Mexico. Whoopsies. On I go to a 10-hour flight, giggling and shaking with excitement to Cancun, Mexico. Getting to the hotel, we decided to head to the beach straight away. First thing I noticed was how white the sand is. It is gorgeous and also very clean beaches. And it also is very fine. It's like ash almost. And then the sea has to be the bluest sea I've ever seen. It's like from a film. You know when you see that sea in a film that's just too blue? Like that. Perfect. We swam in the sea while the sun set, which was a lovely way to end the first half day, afternoon, evening there. The next day we decided to go to Isla Mujeres. Definitely butchering that name. I know no Spanish at all, so I was awful. Sam knows quite a bit of Spanish, so I was able to get us by and get us to places without feeling such white quality. Isla Mujeres is the island of women. Apparently that's its name. Don't know why. There's any more women there than Cancun. But we went there with the idea to try and go dolphin swimming. We knew that there was a place there, but we weren't quite sure. We were a bit hesitant really, more than anything, to go and do this, just because of how they might be treated and where they might be kept. When we got off the ferry, we found a rep for the dolphin place, and they showed us a map of where the dolphins are kept, where you see them, and basically how much space they have in comparison to the rest of the resort. And it was actually what I thought was quite a big space. So we decided to go ahead and do this. The person that was looking after our dolphin spoke English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And he was fluent throughout all three. It was amazing because it made it a lot easier because it was basically me and Sam spoke English, a guy spoke Portuguese and his partner, and then the rest was Spanish. So it was quite nice that he would split it up, and basically as he was getting to us, he would then speak in English to us, which made it 1,000 times easier. More so I didn't hurt the dolphin in any way, because there was one way you're supposed to basically clap its hands, flippers. They don't have hands. But people kept grabbing them, and luckily because he said don't grab them in English, I knew not to grab them all of a sudden. So that was quite helpful. And also the fact that there was one way you'd put your arm out and the dolphin would swim underneath and then wait for you to grab on, and then it would pull you along. That was good fun, just seeing the enormous strength that they've got as well. The dolphin had quite a bit of personality because every time it did something it would get a fish, and if the person that was looking after him would forget to give him a fish, he would refuse to do the next thing until he was given a fish, which I found quite funny, the fact that he would just sit there and like bring his head up repeatedly until he would get a fish. It's like, alright, okay, then I've forgotten to give you a fish. So I thought that was quite cool. Really enjoyed being up close and personal with a dolphin and just being able to see how cool they are and really like how majestic they are. I kept using the word majestic, but I was trying to steer away from it. Majestic. The resort actually also included free bars and free food, free restaurants, including alcoholic beverages. This we took advantage of before we headed back and went to downtown to a place called Picnic, which was apparently famous, or at least TripAdvisor are famous for its fish. We got there and they didn't have any fish. So I had a polo frito. That's as much Spanish as I got. Not just a chicken burrito. The next day I kind of planned, and it was a bit of a risk. Decided to take a half-an-hour journey into downtown, then a 3-hour coach ride to Toulouse, and then a 10-minute taxi drive to go snorkeling. I've been told it was really good on TripAdvisor. Luckily, when we got there, it was awesome. We just like looked at each other and were like, yeah, this is amazing. And also, the snorkeling, including the hiring of the gear, was £4 each. How are they making money? I don't think they are. We were also told to get there about 9 AM when they opened, because at around midday there would be a lot of divers and they would kick up a lot of the sand and then it would be good visibility. We got there at midday and there was 3 people in the water, none of which were diving. So it was clear as anything. It was awesome. And there's a bit of footage, hopefully, where I'm going, oh, look at the fish! Look at it! Look at the gills! I did that for about 20 minutes. I also had a bit of a panic going into the water at first. This is because when I tried to go diving many moons ago, probably about 15 years ago, we tried to do a bit of diving in a swimming pool. I tried to breathe out through my nose, which I do when I'm swimming all the time, but because you've got a mask on, what happens is it moves the mask away from your face and then it fills up with water. And that's obviously not what you want when you're trying to breathe underwater. I realised that what I needed to do was actually breathe in and out through my mouth. Eventually got that settled and we were on our way. We were in there for a couple of hours before we headed to these ruins that were near Tulum, and they were really they were cool. I like them. It was something different and it was nice and kind of relaxing just to walk around. We didn't go down to the beach because it was a very busy beach that was there, but it was nice just to walk around in the sun and take a few pictures. The next day we went to Chichen Itza, which is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Not because of its size, but because of the technology that went into it. The Mayans who built it actually, they really relied on the sun a lot. So the way it's built is that each of the 4 corners of a triangle, because it's a pyramid effectively, one is where the sun rises, one is where it's at its highest point, and the other is where it sets. It was built in such a way that if you clapped in front of one of the sides, it would, like this clip that's going to show now. It sounds like a bird that is native to that area, apparently. Luckily on our trip to Chichen Itza we had a guide that spoke English and Spanish, meaning that we learnt a lot about the Mayan people and exactly how they lived and how they still do live in that area. We decided to get up bright and early at 5 AM to get there, so then we could get in early enough so we would miss most of the crowds, and then we would be done by 12, 1 o'clock, and then we could leave. There were opportunities for us to get a photo without anyone else in the way, which was great. I really enjoyed that actually, just being able to get a picture. It looked like it was open just to us. We then came back and had some lovely food once again, as we always do. On our last morning, I found a place called Surfing Burrito. Really like burritos, as you can tell. And we went there and it was like a little shack, but it was awesome. They had a Coco Not So Loco. It's basically a massive coconut full of coconut water with no alcohol in it, because it was like 10 AM. And it was really tasty, and I actually really like this drink, and I'm going to try and find some in the UK. We decided to chill by our rooftop pool in jeans, because our flight was in the afternoon and we were getting picked up at 2. Obviously, that's what you do. 30 degrees heat. Really enjoyed my holiday in Mexico. Definitely would try and do something again. Maybe go to the west side, see what that's all about. No, I really enjoyed it, and I definitely recommend going there. I want to give a big shout out to my bro for this holiday, because it was awesome! And wouldn't have been possible without him. And definitely look forward to more travelling. Have you ever had a surprise holiday anywhere, or had a surprise visit from someone? Let me know in the comments below.